Hi, I'm Sue.
And I'm Lisa. We are retired teachers who each have taught over 30 years in elementary schools.
I started to write a book about all the funny things that happened to me as an educator, but I couldn't get anyone to read it. So my friend Lisa here, who is also hysterical,
I am,
decided to share these stories together out loud.
And so was the birth of our podcast.
We didn't know
what we didn't know.
Sit back and enjoy. Good afternoon, Lisa.
Hey, Sue.
Where have you been?
I have been having a summer vacation for the last couple months.
She knows how to be retired.
I do. Retirement's awesome.
True. And she's been gone for 2 months, basically, from my life. Fine. I mean, we had a weekend fun time, and we did not record. We tried to record, but we were unable to find anything funny coherently. So we're sorry. We were eating, we were drinking, we were rowboating, and we watched a friend try to rowboat.
Yes.
She was the worst rowboater ever. And yeah.
That was a good weekend.
It was really good. It was fun. And we almost died in a tornado.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We were hiking.
We were hiking, and the lady comes through wearing her orange vest.
Get
off the trail. We survived, and it was fantastic.
It was a great summer.
Mm-hmm. So the first week of school, one of my best friends, who's still a teacher, God bless her soul, she called me and asked me to sub, and I barely survived it. So the children from COVID are still feral cats. So here are the plans. She sends this to me the night before.
Okay.
If the kid is a good kid, they will need to take deep breaths. They need to be patient, fill their time pushing themselves, and work independently. But those clunky kids...
She wrote that, clunky kids.
Clunky kids will need to work on not licking their notebooks.
What?
Cutting up their erasers and workbooks, yelling across the room, stealing bumpy and wobbly seats, and having tug-of-war fights. And then she says, please, just fix them by Monday. Your call.
And I like what she said, yep, that happened on Thursday.
That's true. I skipped over that part.
Feral COVID
cats. And there were 23 of them. Have you ever set up an iPad with a kid from the start? Okay.
No, not that young.
From the start, 23 kids all at once.
She wanted you to do that.
Well, I did it with the librarian. Lily is fantastic. It was fine. But I'm just telling you, I went home and I slept for 3 days, and I realized it is not worth the $5 an hour.
I have not signed up for subbing.
Oh, no, okay. Well, if you ever want to, it is some nice little mad money for the trips that I don't have time to take because I'm subbing. Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
We need to do the unsung heroes that we said we were going to do back in July, and it's time for the lunch lady.
Lunch lady.
Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe. Tell them how this all started. Back in the day, we would dress up as our heroes.
Yes. Well, every year before Halloween, we decide what we would do as a whole group.
And go back.
Our smaller groups.
We've talked a lot about Halloween. But this was one of the best.
Yeah. So we decided to go as lunch ladies. Oh. We were very stereotypical of lunch ladies.
Right.
From the 70s, probably.
And so we were quite beautiful. We're going to put these pictures on our social media.
It was the best. So Sue and I dressed as these lunch ladies, and we had lunch lady names. I was Agnes.
I was Flo.
Flo and Agnes. And
Flagnes.
I love dressing up and doing Halloween. And so I even had a big hairy mole on my face. I found a gray hair, and I plucked it, and I actually super glued it on. And
individual hair.
We had the stockings
and aprons.
Aprons and the
oven mitts.
Sue and I have to always not just dress up, but of course we had to go beyond.
Right.
And so we walked around the school and went into classrooms.
And took their lunch orders.
And took their lunch.
Would you like the Sloppy Joes?
Yeah. Today, class, we had a cancellation. We're not having the hot dogs.
No.
We're gonna have chicken nuggets. So how many would like the chicken nuggets?
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
And the little kids are like, lunch, ladies. Like nobody knew where we were. It was so funny.
We always get really Midwesterner when we talk like that. I don't know.
We slap a lot of butter on it.
Do you know what I find interesting about how you and I dress for Halloween? The key is this, and write this down. don't try to look beautiful or sexy or cute because you're going to fail when you're in your certain golden years. Go for over the top crazy because then people will smile or laugh or they'll be like, that is good.
Right. So
don't be cute.
Then we even went a step further.
We did.
And we actually went and worked in the lunchroom with the lunch ladies. Yeah. And we were like,
there was a hairnet.
Her pulling out trays. The lunch lady thought it was hysterical. So they weren't offended.
They were sweet. I mean, and that's the key about honoring them. We would have called our lunch lady Cindy. Hey, Cindy. But she's super busy serving lunch today.
Right. But the funny thing is, I don't know if I ever told you this. I lived in a cul-de-sac and we'd have hundreds and hundreds of kids for Halloween. Mm-hmm. So after we dressed up, I usually just stayed in costume.
Yeah, because they start
trick-or-treating. So I had these kids would come and I was in my house and there was a knock. And I opened up with my costume and I had a rolling pin in one hand and my oven mitt in the other hand. And I'm like, hey there, kiddos. And there was
why do you sound like a witch?
I don't know.
Hey there, kiddo.
Hi there, kiddo. I'm like, hi there, kiddos. You know, and they were like middle school kids. And the one boy in the front goes, whoa, you're old. Like that? Like seriously?
Yeah, kids just said that to me last Friday.
Whoa, you're old. And he like, another kid whacked him. He goes, dude, that's rude. And then I picked up the rolling pin. I'm like, who are you calling old, Sonny? Get off my porch.
Did you give them candy?
So I like chase them and they're like, whoa. And they start running. I'm like, no, you guys come back here.
We probably are being very stereotypical because are there lunchmen? Any lunchmen out there?
I'm sorry. We were just, we were women, so we became lunch women.
No, I just mean we're like the stereotypical got a mole.
Oh, yeah.
I almost wore water balloons, boobs, but I realized I really didn't need to.
Yeah, I'm fine. Check out our website.
I'm fine on my own.
We didn't know. And we'll post a picture of us at the lunch ladies. Honestly,
it was good.
And not to offend anybody. We were channeling people from our past.
And we loved them. And speaking of our past, I think we should segue, did you see that?
I did.
Into our childhood. So let's go back in time. Let's get in the way back machine. I don't know. So back to the 70s.
Lunch was, 70s. I was a kid that lived on literally toast and cheese my whole life. Like I didn't eat. I just refused food.
We had breakfast. We'd either have cheese toast with or cheese toast without. So cheese toast with, my mom would make toast. Then she'd put pizza sauce on it and then sprinkle it with cheese and put it under the broiler. That was cheese toast with. Cheese toast without.
That was your breakfast?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we always had cocoa wheats?
No.
oatmeal. And once in a great while, my dad would make us pancakes. So lunch was a very traumatic. And I think I told this about the lady with the spoon. And if you wouldn't eat your lunch, she'd come with the spoon.
Yeah.
And you'd have to eat off that
wood spoon. I said that's abuse.
So lunch was a very stressful time. And all I wanted to do was have a really cool lunchbox. So I did finally get one as a kid. And once a week, I would get to bring my...
What was it?
It was Snoopy. Snoopy and... Yeah, Woodstock.
I just had a paper bag. Yeah.
So I opened up and there would be my little jelly sandwich because I didn't even like peanut butter. I was so picky. So I had my little jelly sandwich.
I knew people like you.
And my little apple or whatever.
Would you take hot lunch then?
Well, yeah, my parents made us take the hot lunch. It was always a stressful time and I didn't like anything. And so I tried to drink my milk right away and then shove the food down
the goulash.
Anything down into that.
The smell smelled like sauerkraut. They had this goulash. And I did take it every now and then, but the people who took hot lunch were in one room, and the people who took packed lunch were in another room. We couldn't even sit with our friends.
Really?
So it was
we had
prejudice.
a big lunchroom.
No, they had to be in separate rooms.
Fish sticks, that's the one thing
you hate fish. She won't eat it if it swims.
I don't eat anything that swims.
Yeah, well, I just remember I love adventure and I do love food. Yeah. So I'm the opposite of Lisa. You give it to me if it's weird, I'll eat it. So I took the goulash. It was bad, I have to say. But they had these tubs of butter bread.
There were some things the bread I would eat.
You could just eat as much as you wanted. You just went and grabbed more bread. But I remember I had never been through the system. First you scrape your food away, then you put your silverware in the water. Well, I threw my fork away and it was way down there. So then I didn't want to get caught. So I flopped the pretend fork in the water and I got all that ammonia water on me. And then the rest of the day. So now whenever I was smelling my hand, it smells so bad. But I was just so upset that I stole the fork. Oh my God. Can't clean anymore.
You know me with my gag reflex. Yeah. When people scrape all that.
Oh yeah.
Even now, if I see all that food mix, I'm like, I just,
yeah. And that's why, well, later when we talk about lunch duty, that's why I'm saying I didn't like that either. I never took hot lunch, Lisa. I was a spoiled person.
You're
and
lucky.
remember, too.
What was your lunchbox? Oh, you had a bag.
Listen to this. There were no buses, remember? No buses. We walked home. Most kids.
Oh, you had to walk home for lunch.
It was butter. And we'd bring friends home. Remember we talk about bringing your friends home after school?
Yeah.
My mom would make
close to school.
Well, it was far. It was like almost a mile. But you could do a little like, we had an hour. I mean, you go home.
What year could you do that? Not elementary.
Oh, yes.
What?
We roamed free. We roamed free from dawn till dusk. No, seriously. By second grade, we'd walk home in a pack of people, and then my mom would make SpaghettiOs with those little hot dogs that aren't even really meat. I love those. You know SpaghettiOs?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then little butter bread.
Because it was like stained.
Orange.
Everything was orange. Your hands, your face.
So we would go home and then come back, and you'd miss quite a bit of recess, but you're walking like a mile and a half, 2 miles.
Your mom stayed home. She
stayed at home.
See, my parents worked. We were latchkey kids. We'd get home, and we were home for a couple hours at night even by ourselves.
Why do you think I am the way I am?
My whole high school, I never stepped foot in the lunchroom. Like, I didn't even walk through it.
She didn't even know where it was.
I was such a bad
eater. What
eater.
did you do? So you just eat?
There was a room that was kind of like a study hall kind of thing, and I live in a small town, so you could walk to the gas station maybe. It wasn't really an open campus. So we just hang out, a bunch of us girls. We'd sit on the
smoking
in the study room or whatever.
Smoking.
No. There was a landing. There was actually a place on the...
Oh, for the smokers?
For the smokers,
yeah. So, go to the smoker landing.
Yeah. You'd always, like, in the morning, run through there. Don't get smoking.
Yeah, really.
We'd sit around, and I'd have my can of Coca-Cola and probably a candy bar. I was such a bad eater.
Wow. Guys, she's really not much better now. I've seen her eat.
Oh, come on.
Well,
I'm actually a really good eater.
Well, I'm making salmon. Would you like to stay?
No, not salmon.
With broccoli. Broccoli? Okay, right now.
I love broccoli.
Okay, let's just try it. So, okay, vegetables. Okay.
Vegetables are good.
Okay, so I'm making hamburgers?
Yeah. Red meat. I'm more of a chicken gal.
Okay. Turkey? Thanksgiving?
Yeah, turkey's
stuffing.
Fine, as long as it's white. I don't like the darker colored meat.
That's the juicy. That's the juicy good stuff.
You know, I don't eat anything off the bone.
We are proving a point.
I don't eat.
I eat everything.
I don't eat meat off the bone.
Well, like a pork chop. So like you want?
No, you have to. I have to cut the little.
Will you at least cut the pork off the pork chop?
Yeah,
but you won't pick up the chop and eat the best part. You just go no.
In fact, remember when we'd have the chicken queues at our school? Our school would have.
Oh, I love
like
those.
A fundraiser. You'd get like a half a chicken.
And
then
cheesy
people
potatoes.
From all over town would buy.
Oh yeah,
it was a fundraiser.
Oh, we did that together.
Yeah, you never knew this. So Nancy would always go down and get them because we ate later than them.
Yeah,
and she would always cut the meat off the bone for me.
And she enabled you. I'd be like, suck it up, Buttercup.
I'd come in.
Would you not touch the meat?
Yeah.
You won't touch meat. You should see the face.
I will touch meat.
Like, would you pick up a piece of chicken?
Yeah.
Like, what about a chicken leg? It's meant to be.
No, I'll not eat a chicken leg. That's eating off the bone.
But that's what God made legs for. Eat that chicken. I gotta tell you.
Any fruits and vegetables, I am good to go.
Okay.
And I buy chicken breasts or
chicken breasts is so
like
dry.
Chicken, I love like
so
chicken
gross.
wings, but I boneless.
So a chicken wing. Boys and girls, I'd like you to look up boneless chicken wing. There's no such thing.
It's a chicken nugget.
It's a chicken.
Yeah.
They just take a chicken breast. It's kind of like baby carrots. They just roll them around.
But anyway, Nancy knew I didn't like so one day I would go, oh my God, you like literally cut it off.
She just negated her argument that you would love to eat. Like,
I eat to survive. I'm not.
I love all of it. But I'll tell you, this is a story about when we were teaching versus being little kids. I taught food and nutrition. Like, you're eating a leaf when you're eating lettuce. And they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, it's not a maple leaf, dummy. It's just whatever. But they didn't understand what meat was.
Yeah.
And you have to teach
you
them.
taught little kids, littles.
Right, third grade, but you would say, they'd say, what part of the animal? What part? I'm like, well, it's like their muscle. And you would say that, and they all became vegetarians for the day. They're like, I'm never eating that again. And then, so, muscle. Gross!
Past lunch, great for you. You got to go home.
Oh.
Traumatic for me because it was all the foods I hated.
Which is all the foods. We have it on audio. Are you ready for some trivia? What I wanted to show you for our trivia was this is the telegram from May 1998. A third grade publication. It has the top lunches in 1998.
Oh, I probably know.
And this is now our school in Wisconsin, but I have the feeling it's pretty much
1998.
1998. Okay. So I have the top 5 here. See how many you can get. I mean,
top 5 foods.
Top 5 lunches and school lunches.
Okay, I know.
Okay,
these.
okay, ready? Okay, go. Pizza, right. And by the way, and I'll tell you the whole meal. It was pizza, canned corn.
Oh, you always have canned corn with
always.
Pizza.
And a sugar cookie. We were thin and we ate desserts, man. What the heck?
No,
okay, that was number 1. Very good.
Oh,
okay.
You forgot the apple. They always have apple slices and carrots.
Yeah, well, now this is from students wrote this.
Okay.
This is a newspaper from the 3rd grade. My class. It was a great class.
Okay.
98.
So
nice
pizza.
job.
Okay.
Okay.
Next one.
Yeah.
I think the top would be chicken nuggets.
There were
chicken tenders.
Pieces of chicken with the bone. No lie. With mashed potatoes. We had pieces of chicken. It was so good, you guys.
Yeah.
There were no nuggets.
School lunches were much better.
They were like
the 90s than they were when we were kids in the 70s.
Right. But these lunches were like as close to the food. No nuggets. Now, we were talking about all the nuggets. You got chicken nuggets, beef nuggets, potato nuggets, cheese nuggets, corn nuggets.
Everything's a nugget. Even the French toast nuggets.
Yes. Everything. And then it all comes out as a poop nugget.
Hey, a little segue on this.
Of course.
So we found this ledger that my mom and dad kept track of because they were young when they had
and they had to keep track of their money.
And their money.
Yeah.
And so it was from when my brother and sister were little and they had just started school. And my dad wrote down every little thing they spent money on.
Oh, fun.
Every little thing. One of them is my sister's school lunch for the week.
Oh, yeah.
$1.90.
Oh, yeah. School milk was 2 cents.
Yeah.
Just try to get one more and then I'll tell you the rest.
Okay. It's probably got to be spaghetti.
It was spaghetti with a hot dog bun garlic bread. Oh. They took the hot dog buns, people,
yes,
and they made them into garlic bread. Okay. And I got to tell you, they had a dessert. So the other ones are, let's see, number 2 was pancakes with sausage and applesauce.
Breakfast lunch.
This one I can't believe because nowadays
hot dogs,
but they were real hot dogs. They had
with
pork
the
and they came with real French fries.
Okay.
Like French fries. They don't even have that anymore. I was teaching last spring and they were called potato smiles and they were like wet, sad faces and they were just wet. I tried to eat mine and I ate a lot of stuff. I couldn't eat it. I think that's all of them. So pizza, pancakes, hot dogs, spaghetti, and pieces of chicken. So those are the top 5. And then they actually had yogurt and muffin as their number 6, which is weird. So that was from 1998, 25 years ago.
And you know what? It's still those same foods.
Pretty much, except nowadays, there's no dessert. Everything's a nugget.
I worked in Arizona for a couple years.
Yeah.
And our town was surrounded by reservation. So the cooks would make special meals for the teachers. I think I gained 30 pounds in the 2 years because if the kids had hamburgers, teachers would have steak. It was amazing. They would have these burritos that were probably 3 pounds. They were amazing. And it was real food, like really, really.
Because we had this argument, if you just took a kid's lunch, they charged you $2 or $3 more than the kids paid because the government subsidized the kids' lunch. And if we even took an extra grape.
Oh, no.
You have too many grapes. You're supposed to take 2 grapes. So that
was the thing. When I would eat school lunch once in a while. Yeah. And you go through and I'm paying more and you're in the exact same portion.
But it's because of the government subsidizes the children's
bananas. But now it's been free for the last few years.
For what?
Kids' lunches.
But not the teachers.
Not the teachers, no.
I was like, wait.
So what you do is you just memorize one of the kids' numbers.
And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about lunch duty. Back in the day, when I first started teaching, I taught first grade for a while, and you'd have to take lunch count. Did you ever have to take lunch count?
I'm trying to think.
We had to take lunch count. Nowadays, I don't even know how they do it. It's just magical. By the time 5th grade got there, like, sorry, we're out of yogurt and muffin. And the kids are like, They had weird things on a stick, too, like sausage waffle-coated corn doggy things and dip and everything.
Oh, yeah, syrup. They were like a French toast on a stick.
Yeah, but with a sausage inside. I remember you had to talk like this. You had to.
No.
Yes, you did.
No,
you never taught first grade.
You don't have to.
First grade. Okay, boys and girls. Stand up if you want spaghetti and garlic bread.
What's the other choice?
The other choice today is hot dog. So then you count who brought a packed lunch. Then, how many of you want milk?
But what if they forgot and then they grabbed the wrong thing?
I don't know. I just remember they had tickets. They even had tickets. I had this really cool pocket chart. They'd walk up when they went and they had to get a milk ticket, and it never added up.
No.
Never,
of course
ever,
it
ever,
wouldn't, 'cause
ever.
kids can remember.
Do you ever listen to Jim Gaffigan? Because he does this thing where he goes, Obama. So Michelle Obama.
She killed our brownies.
She killed
our cookies.
I've read her book. She's a lovely woman. But I got to tell you, what year was that? I wrote this all down. And we were going to blame.
2011.
Blame. It's called the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010, which ruined everything. Brown rice, whole grain, low sodium, low fat, no trans fat, low taste, no sauces, no spice, no taste, no sausage, nothing. But you can't make a kid eat it. Well,
Right.
I was subbing Friday, as I said. There's this little boy who is Portuguese. No English. No English. And the lesson plan says, I'm going to call him Edu. So I help Edu all day. So I'm taking Edu through the lunch line. And I got distracted because the kid didn't have their lunch number. And I come back and he had not taken a star item.
Okay, so listen, the star items were must. You had to have at
There's
least
2 star items.
Yep.
Like you had to choose one. You couldn't take both. Right. If you took both star items.
Oh yeah.
It was over. So the whole day, when I'd ask him to do something, he'd just go, ay, ay, ay. That was his phrase. So it was yogurt and muffin, of course. It's always yogurt and muffin. What's the deal? Ay, ay, ay.
There was a perk for being a 5th grade teacher.
Yes.
Because as a teacher then, if they're always like, oh, take 2.
Yeah.
You know,
the end of the line is in sight.
Yeah, because if you're the last class going through, then the kids could always get a little extra or kids could come back.
I know you always got to try the food and give opinions about new foods.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Brought us in every once in a while and they'd say, okay, which chicken nugget do you like better? Is it A or B? And
which food pressed into a poop do you like
into a ball?
Okay, I love the teriyaki pork bites.
Yeah.
I am not kidding. Those are the most mysterious, odd, weird, delightful crap I ever ate.
I like those too. They give these kids, kindergarten, 1st grade, they give them a 5-6-digit
number.
It used to be that you'd get a card and you'd get to know the kids.
Yeah. You could write it down.
You could write down their pin and everything. And you would have like a printout and you'd go with them and go, here's your number.
46215.
But you can't do that now. Now they will not give the teachers the kids' lunch numbers.
Right.
So the parents get them. And then these kids come and they're like, I don't know my number. But you can't get their number for them.
Right.
Going through lunch like the first month is ridiculous.
So as a teacher, they'd say, okay, now Lisa, your lunch, your personal lunch is from 12 to 12:10.
Right.
And then you have to go do lunch duty from 12:10 to 12:30. And then you can have more lunch from 12:30 to 12:42 or whatever.
Right.
But the key was from 12 to 12:10, you're getting these kids through the line,
Oh my
especially
gosh,
little.
and they cannot remember their numbers. Oh, I forgot my lunch pin.
And
I don't have it. So then you got to go and then they have to go talk to the lunch person.
lady.
And she'd have to look it up. Oh my God.
So I would help the kids through the lunch line. And of course, I would bring a packed lunch. I would cram my lunch in my pockets. I dressed like a slob because first of all, I had to be a busboy. Busboy is the lowliest of the jobs. You got this water bucket full of this really weird slimy gray water and you had to wear gloves. And so I would cram food. I had a trick.
Wait.
What?
Hold it.
What?
Are you talking about being in the lunch
duty?
Lunch duty. You were cramming food in your pocket.
I was so hungry. I would take my sandwich. No, not. Okay, I would take my own lunch.
Off the kids' tray.
Well, yeah, I do that too.
Hey, man, you got some tots?
Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. No, I would take my sandwich, and I'd always wear really sloppy clothes with big pockets because I was so starving. And so here's the key. Put a glove on only one hand. And then keep one hand so you could keep grabbing your sandwich and eat. I couldn't make it, Lisa. I couldn't do it. I was,
my God.
I was out of blood sugar. I was about to crash. You would have had to take me to the hospital.
Are you kidding?
I'm not
There's
kidding.
no way I could clean
hated
tables
lunch duty.
and eat with my
I don't care.
That's like taking food and while you're sitting on the toilet.
You know what? Done that too.
Eating up a
I
plate.
breastfed my kids in how many bathrooms? They're eating in a bathroom. Okay, I gotta tell you.
No.
You're stepping on grapes. I thought the first time we had grapes, I thought I was stepping on eyeballs. Did you say you've had some accidents in the lunchroom?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Lunch duty can be really dangerous.
I know it's dangerous.
So some kid had dropped a banana and it had gotten mushed up.
Oh, a full banana, yeah.
Well, they had picked it up, but there was still a remnant of this thing.
Lime, yeah.
And it was after lunch. I come walking and my heel hit that and literally like ass over tea kettle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Sue, before we go, I wanted to ask you some lunchroom etiquette.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Can you pass my own thing?
Sure.
Number 1.
Yes.
5-second rule. Does it apply in a lunch school cafeteria?
Of course.
5-second rule.
Always eat it, man. I once ate a French fry that was in the bottom of a friend's purse for 3-4 months.
Oh, God. So how long in a school where everybody's been walking?
Doesn't matter, Lisa. Germs are germs, man.
Okay. 2.
Always.
2.
Okay, wait. It matters if it's wet or dry food. Too.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's like an ice cream cone, which they wouldn't have because of Michelle Obama, I probably a no.
Okay.
But if it's like a French fry, geez, gosh.
What do you do in the cafeteria? What do you do with your milk after you're done? You're going.
You mean if you don't drink it?
Yeah. What do you do with your?
Well, you pour it into the milk slop container.
Oh God, I hate it. The colander.
There's a colander to catch the straws, but always pour your milk into the milk slop container. It was thrown away. Yeah.
Silverware. Get it in the garbage can. Do you go for it or do you leave it?
Well, when I was a child, it traumatized me so much. As a tall person, go for it, or just come and ask somebody. Just say,
your job is to wipe up the tables.
Yeah.
Okay. Rubber gloves or no rubber gloves?
One hand rubber gloves, one hand no, so I can eat my sandwich.
Gross.
Lisa.
Okay.
Okay. Continue. I've never sick.
You're cleaning tables. You walk. You see an M&M on the table.
On the table?
On the table, just sitting there. Kids have all left. One M&M.
You know what?
Eat it or not eat it?
Fool me once, shame on me. I would say no, just because I have seen what's come out of children's bodies, and I know what's on their hands, and I've seen where their hands go. So that's a no.
So kids that didn't finish their milks, they would set them up on the side.
If they were unopened,
if they're unopened, they would be set to the side. Now you can't do that because it's law and COVID and all that kind of stuff. But whatever. So there's a milk that's sitting there undrank. Will you drink that?
Yes.
Even though the kids have touched it.
You know what? It's so hard to find coffee creamer, and you're not a coffee drinker. I like mine a nice mocha color. People steal your creamer, and they'll write "hands off my creamer" kind of thing. And I
would drink them. I'd open them up and drink them. Even though little hands have touched it, I don't know.
Do you remember those little ice cream cups that had the wooden spoon? Yeah. So I've even taken those and put those little dollops in my coffee.
Even though the kids have had them on their tray and stuff.
Of course.
I don't mind that either.
How about food fight? Ever been in one?
Yes, I have. When I was a kid. Because I hated food. So...
She still does.
So we used to take peas and we'd put them on the spoons and then we'd flick the peas over at the other tables.
That's really bad etiquette.
Yeah. So how did you get excused when you were a kid?
Boy, it's a good question. I don't remember. I think we raised our hands.
Oh, no, you went to your mom's house.
But I mean, I took.
So when I was a kid, we just all sit there. The whole table had to wait till everybody was done, and then they would excuse the table.
So 70s.
But now the kids have to raise their hand.
Can I be excused?
Yeah.
But so as teachers, we'd have to wash off the table. We couldn't have kids. For a while there, we could have kids do that, but then they said they couldn't because that's like child labor.
Instead, you're making me eat a wet sandwich in my other hand. If you accidentally grab the sandwich with a gloved hand, you just freak out. That's a good game. But I just got to tell you that the fine, well-oiled machine of the lunchroom, especially we have 500 kids at our school, little kids over. And we appreciate those lunch ladies as we finish honoring all lunch men and women. Like mermaids. Lunch people.
This podcast was really to honor lunch ladies, but we've been just literally throwing shade at them.
No, we're just throwing shade at the
They're
system.
only heating up the stuff that they're given.
Oh, true. And Michelle Obama ruined it.
Well, the dessert. But
all that. Come on, brown rice, give me a break.
No, but I mean, as a kid, they were actually like making the food.
Right. Oh, yeah. They were homemade things.
Lunch, as an adult, they were actually pretty good because they work really hard and just the dishes. Yeah. I don't like doing dishes. I mean, seriously, after my kids, when I was an empty nester myself, I would literally make chicken and just stick a fork in it and eat it over the steak.
She's such an adult.
Because it's so much easier than cleaning dishes.
But Lisa just sent me this quote. Do you remember it about when you know it's time to retire?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should end on that.
A friend said to me, we were talking about retiring, and we were talking about after eating those processed lunches.
Oh, they're not processed because Michelle Obama has.
Well, it's still a lot of carbies.
Yeah, a lot of carbies.
Stuff. Kids and teachers tend to be a little more gassy in the afternoon. So we were talking about that, and this friend said, you know it's time to retire from teaching when you can't control your farts anymore.
Well, it's been delightful.
We do appreciate all the lunch people out there and the hard work they do.
We love you, Cindy.
We'll do recess next.
Recess sounds good.
And I actually wrote a little recess song.
We're going to be singing. You've missed us, haven't you? Okay. We love you all, listeners.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Happy eating.
Ay, ay, ay. Thanks for listening to our podcast. We didn't know what we didn't know. We'll see you next time.